even got to taste it. This is the any fading darkness, but something is there. The Spork monster. Borko, what are you doing here? It's not your time, my friend. Your exercise has not been forgotten. Watch as your apron magically repairs itself. You won't have to live in embarrassment anymore. Thank you, my friend, wherever you are. Brightly colored pepper stands out from the other items. It sparkles in most eye-catching ways, so naturally reach out, grab it, and eat it right away. However, your body is not prepared for the heat. Pepper's triggering an intense spice hallucination. Feels like forever as you trip through the universe. My friend, ooh. This guy again. I'm here to give you an important message. Ooh. You must avenge my death and fulfill your destiny. All you must do is cough, cough. Who's saying to fulfill your destiny? All you must do is cough, cough. Sorry, I think I've got some spice stuck in my throat. It's fine, I'll work through. Cough. To fulfill, cough. The prophecy. Cough, cough. You feel yourself beginning to regain consciousness. Oh, man. You come to and find everyone staring at you. The pepper was the last of its kind on Earth, and now it's gone forever. You think to yourself, Jesus, I should pay better attention. We all make mistakes, so I'm sure he'll forgive you someday. Come on, it's time for lunch. Before anyone can relax, the cafeteria lights dim, and your rivals enter to make a dramatic announcement. Today's lunch will be prepared. Be it time to competitive cook-off. Love the theatrics with these twos off the charts. You're on a bit of lunchtime competition, eh? Count me in. I have white tables, floors full of set my lunch down, so be it. I'm not the fool, you're the fool. Good one, Van. I like your gumption. Fresh mail, I'll be watching your performance. Just as things reach boiling point, Sprinkle steps in. Surely he'll put a stop to this madness. Now, students, please settle down. This is a lunchroom, not a sportsing court. Finally, little sense, you breathe a sigh of relief. At least not until we turn on the timer. Just then, a huge light flashed you in the face, flashing the words, timer ready. That's what I'm talking about. Ow! Stand corrected. The hard way it builds solidly a foundation of confidence that cannot be swept away. And that's an original quote by me, in case anyone was wondering. I hope its message lifts you to victory. Like a diamond, I was formed under pressure, and now it is my chance to shine. I defeat you myself. You had his chicken and you made mashed potatoes gravy on day one. You're feeling like you could really press him again here. Time to boil some water for the potatoes. Think fast. As the timer runs down, you'll be forced to pick randomly. Which temperature boil? That's wrong. Which way do you think of fresh mail? Get your head in the game. You're going to need to season this chicken before you cook it. You don't know Colonel Sanders' recipe exactly, but you have an idea. How many herbs? 11. That's right, you might not know all the ingredients yet, but at least you're headed in the right direction. Tail wagging intensifies. Now you've got some basic steps going. It's time to elevate your craft. What state of mind offers the most flavor? Trust. That's wrong. Shit. I'm begging you to get it together. Get it. I'm a dog. I'm never the right time for me. Some dog jokes. Fast pace, you're ready for you, but Ashley simply stronger and faster. You better pick up the pace if you want to survive. When you were a child, your father told you never forget where you came from. Every day you meditate on his advice. Draw energy from that place. So where does it come from? Small town. Big heart. That's right. This is your shot. You're not going to miss it. Ooh. You try to shut out the noise of the arena and focus on your cooking. What is the sound of success? Silence. When they taste your cooking, they'll be taken so aback they'll be unable to speak. You notice Colonel Sanders out the corner of your eyes. I believe in you, freshman. He's actually cheering you on, which would be awesome, except knowing he's watching you makes you totally forget what you were doing. Now you can think about is Colonel Sanders. How many spoonfuls of gravies would take to fill a... You're straining on a dessert with only one dessert cooked, but what do you take? What a hunk. I know, right? You know what? Shouldn't you be focused on challenge? You're falling behind. Crafting a spectacular fried chicken, delicate baked biscuits. Woof. You're really struggling to keep up. At the next station, Ashley has already begun plating elements of her dish. It's colorful and complex. Make up time, you toss biscuit dough into a stand mixer. As you do, the crowd gasps. Yikes. Bzz. I know you love nothing more than seeing a fellow appliance utilized in a kitchen battle, but sometimes it means sacrificing the personal touch. Where you might not have any hands, but Freshman does, and a good chef needs to be touching the dough to know how it's properly mixed. There's an easy way and a hard way. You don't get by doing the easy way. When you hear everyone talking, you realize how serious your error was. Immediately shove your hand in the mixture to rescue the dough before it's over miss. Fresh meal, no! Oh my god. But you're not fast enough and your hand gets stuck. It immediately crushed by the quickly spinning beaters. There's no way you'll be able to use that hand for the rest of the match. Colonel Sanders shakes his head in shame. We often find this easy way can turn out much more difficult. Everyone stop what you were doing. The battle's over. Can't be. I was so close to finishing my dish. Sweetheart, look at your hand and you simply can't go. Aw, that's too bad. Here I was with a complete dish, ready to serve. Surely that makes me the winner by default. No, I wouldn't be fair to compare the two on account of Freshman's injury. See, Sprinkles begin to lick his doggy chops as he locks onto the dish. But I suppose you should at least tell us what you prepared. Well, because I'm the sweetest, I skip straight to desserts. Under this white chocolate, tell him you'll find a wide array of delights, taking you on a journey of flavor that tastes good and tells you a story of excellence. I was going to ask Freshman to do the honor, but since you're injured, I'm afraid that pouring this creamer of delicate hot chocolate sauce might be too difficult. Colonel Sanders, if you wouldn't mind lending me your strong, steady hand. Colonel Sanders pours the hot chocolate sauce on top of the dome, causing it to melt away, revealing the ingredients hidden within. Oh. Inside, you find a delicate fried cheese croquette atop a slice of honeycomb, ice cream two ways, tender nougat, and pearls of blueberry gully. Colonel Sanders seems intrigued but perhaps not impressed as he dips his finger in the chocolate sauce. Simplicity is in your strong suit. Is it, Ashley? Oh, you. Hee. As he places his sauce-covered finger into his lips, Ashley leans over and whispers something in her ear. A dab of sauce sticks to his mustache. Rage burns so intensely with your eyes that they burst into flames. The flames cause your eyebrows to catch fire and turn to ash, fall off your face, which means people will have a hard time understanding your emotions for the rest of the semester, or perhaps forever. Embarrassed and ashamed by your poor performance, not to mention your crispy fried brow, you run for the quad to be alone. Damn. Starting off so good, too. The beautiful weather feels like an insult inside of you. A storm rages. Colonel Sanders, you probably hear to tell you that he and Ashley are in love and he's decided to get married. He won't even ask you to cater his wedding because you're a terrible chef and awful person. You try to hide from him, but he approaches you directly. I know you're hurting right now, not just from the devastating loss, but from the run-in with the mixer and that small fire. You should get that checked out. I'm fine. Can't you just leave me alone? I'm a loser. I'm not fit to fill your fryer. I'll never be a master chef. Failure is part of life, not just for you, but for all of us. Do you think I've never failed at anything before? That's exactly what I think. Well, then think again. I wasn't always the man you see before me. Enrolled in culinary school, incredibly handsome, successful, motivated. Well, handsome, sure, I was born that way. But I've walked other paths and arrived at dead ends. I was passionate about life, but I failed as a obstetrician. I don't know. I was passionate about justice, but I failed as a lawyer. I was passionate about livestock, but I even failed as a mule handler. That one was especially humiliating. Mules can be so cruel. I lost my business partner to a gunfight. What? I lost my innocence when I picked up a firearm and put a bullet in my rival. What? You survived for a while anyhow. I didn't know. People see my delicate ribbon tie, my well-kept beard, and assume that I've got it all together, which is true now, but it hasn't always been. Sounds like this guy could really use a hug. I resolved then that I was going to amount to something. No amount of hours, labor, or money would deter me from giving the best I had to give. Colonel Sanders changes focus. You can see something tonight inside him. Burning passion. One has to remember that every failure can be a stepping stone to something better. My new dream is pure. It's honest. It's something that a humble man in a crisp white suit can be proud of. We'll create a new chain of chicken restaurants that will bring joy to the entire world. Make up for my past misdeeds. Yay. Just as your moment grows intimate, you're interrupted by a threatening, shadowy presence. Battle scarred from the night before, you prepare for the worst. It's a spork monster. Porco? It is I. I know I shouldn't be back, and after the whole fight to the death thing, maybe you don't really want to see me anymore, but I just wanted to say that I was wrong to attack you, and I apologize. I know what it is like to have always looking over your shoulder. Monster problems, am I right? Ah, thanks, Porco. I'm glad there are no hard feelings. Getting jumped by a giant creature in the dark of night can really rile a person up. I also want to apologize for the way I switched right into techno. I know that you're strong, and cooking school can put a person under a lot of stress. I actually used to go to the school. I wasn't always a sport monster, you see. Don't believe it, you were a human once? Well, no, I was a golden retriever, but I was still a student. Till one day some mean kids with a magic spellbook cast a dark enchantment on me, and I was forever transformed. A magic spellbook? Precisely, I had procured a copy for myself, but somewhere along the way I've lost it. Find such a book, I beg for you, respect it. You're a powerful chef and shouldn't rely on such dark and evil magic. No, you should be protecting the innocent from those who would cheat them through sorcery and guile. If you need me, don't fear, I will be here. It seems like there's some bad cooks in the kitchen of life. Fresh me out, together I'm sure we can defeat them. Come back to my hideaway and we can discuss. A personal invite, you can't imagine what Colonel Sanders' home must be like, but it sounds like you're about to find out. Stepping inside Sanders' home, surrounded by his things, you start to feel a special bond with him. Oh, can't hear that. Looks like you live such an exciting life, Colonel Sanders. Every day could be an adventure if you approach it with the right attitude. Long ago, I made the decision to never stop searching, never stop working, never stop imagining. Have you ever been working on any new recipes of your own lately? I'm excited to talk about food with another ambitious chef. Well, there is something. It's just a side dish that I have been tinkering with, trying to find the right balance of flavors and textures. I'm not sure I've nailed it yet, but I'm close. Colonel Sanders' eyes perk up as he starts to wonder what dish you might be describing. It's meant to be paired with something spicy or something crispy. Both, perhaps? Now you've got him right where you want him. Should you reveal your new creation to him or keep it a secret just for you? Actually, I've said too much. Please, forget I ever said anything. You can practically hear Colonel Sanders' heart beating his chest. He tries to act demure, but his facade begins to crack. I can appreciate a good secret, of course. In fact, I've got many, nearly a dozen in my fried chicken recipe alone, but I would hope that you could learn to trust me with yours. Why, I suppose you did share a secret ingredient with me, so it would be only fair. Colonel Sanders' face grows serious. Ah, yes, about that. You see, Miss Colonel, I've been completely honest with you. The secret I told you was a fake. Oh no, the ingredient you shared with Miriam, it wasn't true. Your anger with Colonel Sanders for lying, but the fact that you revealed the secret shows that he probably was right to do so. You mean it wasn't one of the real 11 secret herbs and spices? It's outside on the table. I was letting it dry. You see, we only had just met, and I had to make sure that you were truly trustworthy and capable of keeping my most important secret to me. My recipes are priceless. Well, I have something to confess. The secret ingredient you told me, I shared it with Mira, my bestie. Unfortunately, I already knew this. I was very disappointed, but now that you've come clean, we can start building our relationship as fellow chefs again. I promise to be honest from here on out. I really do. I'm counting on you. And in that case, I present to you my original coleslaw. The shredded cabbage just glistens in the light of Colonel Sanders' lush hideaway. Magnificent. Together you chow down on the creamy slaw until just a spoonful remains in the bowl. Mind if I hold on to the last bite? I'd like to have it around so I can admire its taste later and think back on this moment. I'd offer to make him more, but he seems like a very sentimental kind of guy. Sure, why not? Please make yourself comfortable. I'll be back in just a moment. You realize that now would be the perfect time to do some snooping. Around the room are various items I can look closer at. Each item seems to radiate memories and emotions. Tap on an item to discover more about it. You notice a very realistic stuffed chicken sitting on a corner table. When you pick it up, you realize it isn't just realistic, it's real. Taxidermy. Must have been important to Colonel Sanders when it was alive. A little note clipped to the chicken's foot reads, "The true state bird of the great state of Kentucky." Tap on an item. This must be where he keeps the secret recipe. You think for a moment what number is important to Colonel Sanders, then it dawns on you. As soon as you turn the dial to 1111, the safe opens. Inside it, you find a single note. Can chicken be prepared? No, this is sashimi style? Tap on an item to discover what else. An adorable little baby boy crawls across the floor. From the goatee and mustache combo he sports, You figure that this must be Colonel Sanders himself. That, or maybe it's the drumstick that he seems to be waving like a rattle. Frames a baby picture of just themselves. Probably the same type of poster would make their own face the logo of the company they founded. Am I right? Tap on item to discover more about Colonel Sanders. Photo appears to be Colonel Sanders, but except he's an old man visiting the pyramids of Egypt. Maybe this is where he discovered one of the secret herbs and spices. One of the frame pictures shows an old man who looks a bit like Colonel Sanders standing with a friend. They hold fried chicken drumsticks, appear to be cherishing them. You look closely and see that there's a short inscription. I wonder who my friend Pete is. Gaze out the window across the vast lake, a mountain range beyond. Just then, ghost of student pops up. Are you thinking about heading out into the world on a quest to avenge my death? Wait, what? I've never even heard your name. Why would I avenge you? I could just tell you my name right now. It's... Can you see I'm in the middle of something? You open the window, crack it, a ghostly student swept out with a breeze. Scented candle, you pick it up, try to identify the spell. Power tool, freshly starched collar, piece of wood floating in a lake. Summer of 69? No, it's one of the secret recipe ingredients. It's blank. A lock of silver hair is woven through the teeth of the comb. Upon further inspection, you realize the hair therein isn't just silver in color, it's actually made of spun silver. Take a closer look at the large urn sitting on a nearby pedestal. There's a plaque on it. It's dusty, but when you wipe it off, you can read the inscription. It says, "Here lies the ashes of all my past careers and business failures." Poor guy. Is there anywhere else I can tap on? You open the door to Colonel Sanders' closet, find a row of his signature white suits hanging within. You take one off its hanger and try it on. The jacket is a bit big for you by itself. Soft and comfortable, you give yourself a deep hug, breathing in the scent. You say that home is where the heart is. Is this what they meant? Before you can look any further, your Colonel Sanders returning his new dish that he's been working on and wants you to taste it. You try to act casual until he asks why you're wearing his jacket. I don't usually loan those out, but I must say, it does look good on you. Oh crap, the jacket. Forgot to take it off. You confess, I think I've developed feelings for you. I've been developing feelings for you too, but I'm concerned. I can't let anything get in the way of my dreams. Overwhelmed, you take off the jacket and run for the door. The thought of leaving Colonel in the midst of such an emotional breakthrough gives you pause. You stop yourself. Colonel? Yes, Fresh Meow. I honestly think that this may be the beginning of something wonderful. You're right. We should take things slow. You talk late into the night and drift off into a slumber. Dream sequence. Shh. You awake to a beautiful morning in Colonel Sanders' hideaway. Did you make the right decision on how to respond to Colonel Sanders? Only time will truly tell. Today is a day that could change the rest of your life. You think about the new secret ingredient you just learned about. In some jurisdictions, blank isn't even legal. But if the recipe is secret, how will they know? Thoughts are interrupted. Colonel Sanders emerges in the room. He's holding gorgeously plated breakfast in your mouth. Waters at the sight of it. Here's a simple breakfast I just whipped up. It's meticulous. You taste Colonel Sanders' food and it takes you on a journey. When you return, he's waiting to ask you an important question. So would you say that we're the perfect match? How presumptuous. My cuisine and your taste buds, that is. Such confidence. Such grace. Could he be the world's greatest gift to cookery? Take him down. It's good, but my mom made better. Colonel Sanders' expressions grow serious. Did you jab land, Colonel? I know what you're going to say. I need to be better if I'm going to leave my mark on this world. A single tear begins to pool in the corner of his eyes as he gazes out the window. With the right business partner, you know I can't fail. Business partner could be talking to you. It's all happening so quickly. I've come with emotion, confused by your feelings. You're on the verge of tears, and I will speak. The only answer you can find is to run out the door and go home. There's still one more day of school after all. You already received cooking school. Academy for Learning waits for no one. You get home to find something very surprising. Your best friend is there waiting for you. Where have you been? Because I had one heck of a night. I've been desperate to talk to you about it, but I couldn't find you. I got word that something happened to you. It's okay, I was just... But now that it turns out you're fine, I can get you up to speed on the whole saga of Miram. Sure, but you will not believe what happened to me. After school yesterday, I went on a date. I think I can believe that. Since I've been partnered with Pop, he asked me to go out with him. Of course, I told him you better harness those wild horses, young man. I'm not that kind of girl. But he was just interested in spending some one-on-one time together and getting to know me, so I said, yeah, sure, I can get to know the little guy. Long story short, he took me to his favorite sushi house, but things quickly spiraled out of control. Did you just say sushi house? As if there's such thing people say? What's that even referring to? And now, I'm not really sure where we stand. You don't give Miriam time to tell her own story, however. Bottling up the details for our night is just too much to bear. And I went on a detour back to Colonel Sanders' house where I spent the night with him. You what? Nothing happened but the emotional connection. Wowzers. Tells you move on from this whole conversation and focus on school. Being obsessed with Colonel Sanders is wrong. You don't want to be right. After a short argument, you both agree to go your separate ways. Uh-oh. When you arrive at school, you encounter your rivals in the quad. You can tell from a distance they're picking on Pop, though he himself might not quite grasp that fact. Because you know, he's Pop. What's the swirly? It sounds delicious. Oh, it's great. I'll order you one up right away. My swirly with sprinkles, please. Yeah, Sprinkles is a dog and a treat. You can get your swirly dipped too. Why don't you pick on someone your own size? Because I'm literally the biggest person at the school. There's that horse that Colonel Sanders rides to school. But who would dare pick up such a gentle and beautiful creature? Got some nerve, Freshman, suggesting I pick on a defenseless horse. Now you twist my words, and I won't have it. Clench her fist, but the injury from yesterday makes her acid and makes you wince in pain. Doesn't look like you go on cooking like that. Might as well just give up. I'll never give up, ever. Colonel Sanders arrived just as it appears things are close to boiling over. A naturally intuitive person, he sensed that something has been going on. Is everyone excited for the final day of school? Fresh mail. How's that hand feeling? I'm sure you'll be back in fighting form by this afternoon. Aren't you concerned about my hands, Colonel? Yesterday I almost broke a nail winning so hard. Technically, I don't believe a winner was decided, but your presentation was quite impressive. What is he doing? Complimenting her. What about the flavor of my delicate, warm, gooey chocolate sauce? It was clear that you're passionate about how your food is received. That's a lot of words to say. It was bland. Excuse me, Fresh Meow. I'm more than capable enough to speak for myself. Maybe you could tell me more on your thoughts as we walk into class, Colonel. I'm always interested in discussing the fine arts of fine food. See you inside, Fresh Meow. Annoyed by Colonel Sanders' ability to see Ashley for who she really is, you walk across the quad to get some distance. In an attempt to distract yourself from how slighted you feel by the interaction with Ashley, you take out the spell book you recovered yesterday and start flipping through the pages. Whoa, that's that book. Looks like bad news. It's just something I found lying around. It would appear to be some sort of grimoire, but I don't really believe it's that magic stuff. A grimoire, like a book of spells? I don't know. Who would spend so much time decorating a magic book if it weren't really powerful? I can think of one surefire way to find out. You open to a page covered with the arcane readies, cast Holy Kiss for extreme emergency. It says around the edge of the page. Use a spell here that says it will erase anyone I choose from all of my memories. If I scrub out Colonel Sanders, it would probably help me focus better on the upcoming final exam. That is way drastic. Can you do something else, like anything else, not rooted in dark magic? Maybe tie a string around your finger? Okay, fine, it is drastic, but desperate times call for desperate measures. You got a memory erasing spell sitting right in front of you, and a pretty good excuse to try it out. Don't do it. You take your friend's advice and put the book away. It's almost time for class. Sprinkles is already in the room, waiting for the students to arrive. He's clear his voice to make a quick announcement. Excuse me. I want you all to know I feel something of a dog moment coming on, but I assure you it's nothing to be afraid of. His cute little nose scrunches up and begins to breathe quickly. Sprinkle stops in his tracks, focuses on one low. The room is deadly silent. Almost gaze, you see a tiny orange squirrel perched on a cherry treetop. Sprinkles turns feral, runs in to the window of the classroom, begins barking uncontrollably at the squirrel outside. Terrence, I told you never come back here. Terrence, I will destroy your tents. Sprinkles is working ferociously, drool flying off his face. The squirrel looks over, but he doesn't say anything back. I wonder, is that even a talking squirrel? Who named him Terrence? Better not show your chubby cheeks around here again. After Sprinkles is satisfied that his presence has been felt by not only Terrence, but by any squirrel in hearing distance, he returns to his professorial tone. I apologize for the outburst. This actually brings up an important point. Thank you, Freshman, for reminding me that to want this indispensable bit of wisdom. You see, but before you go any further, Miriam's love drama spills over into the class. I told you to save it for after class. I miss you. Went on one date, Pop. How can you miss me? Went on right here. Pop's voice quivers as he pleads his case to Miriam. Every time I blink, you go away again. That's a really cute thing to say, Miriam. What happened between you and Pop? I got her in trouble and now she's mad at me. I didn't just get in trouble, I got yelled at by Pop's mother, who blames me for getting him banned at every museum we set foot in. Oh, so that's what you meant by Sush House. Pop, we went on one date, we're over, and it meant so much to me that I made this for you. Too hard to go on arguing. Pop leaves his creation behind and runs out of the room. Nothing like a loud public breakup to cast a pall over the final day of school. Well, that was unfortunate, but we mustn't be distracted from what lies ahead. The final competition showdown challenge exam. Still working on title, but I think you get it. Just time approaches. See you all in the arena. But before you can think about your upcoming competition, there's a very beautiful soul. Excuse me. Nearby in need of a pep talk. Hey Miriam, are you okay? Okay, I'm so mad I could smash a tiny mug, spilling several droplets of hot cocoa all over the floor. You couldn't embarrass me in class like that in front of everybody. For tiny cocoa is a delicious treasure, so you know that this breakup is no joke, even if the source of her frustration is such a silly boy. I know that you know this, but I'm gonna say it out loud. You don't need anyone. Me and you are gonna cruise through this final test and the purple way to Success City. Miriam brightens up, imagining the wind rushing through her short bangs, but she hesitates to embrace the feeling all the way. You're not going to saddle up on Colonel Sanders' stallion and ride off into the sunset without me. Of course not. Well, maybe sort of, but I'm sure there's a pony out there with your name on it, and a wrench big enough for both of us and whoever else we want to bring along. If it's not Papa Clank, or anyone else you meet today, tomorrow, or this whole year, so what? You're a special person who shouldn't settle for the first someone to show a little interest anyhow. Miriam gives you a big hug and wipes the tears from her cheeks. I should really review my menu for today. I'm going to make a very special soup, and I bet that Professor Dog is going to love it up. While you were pep talking Miriam, you completely missed lunch, but that's okay because you had a better idea of how to spend the time before your exam. You decided to head to the arena early to practice a dish. This is it, the location of your final challenge, a test of will, a test of courage, a test of talent. There's a chance to beat the pants off Van, the supposed man-man, and his evil counterpart, Ashley. As planned, you begin to run through a quick test of a recipe you've been working on, Fresh Meow's famous chicken pot pie. Practicing for months, making this dish come second nature to you, and you're able to quickly get a fresh pot pie in the oven. But as soon as you do, cram session is interrupted by Colonel Sanders. Fresh Meow, what are you doing here? There's still time before the final exam. Oh, just taking it all in. I'm big into visualizing success. I'm looking at my station and picturing victory. Popeye has begun to bake and the smell is slowly filling the space around you. Visualizing, huh? That's too bad. I was hoping you were cooking something delicious. You usually happily share your food with anyone who is hungry, but the last time you let Colonel Sanders get in your head, it cost you a cook-off. You decide that it's time to put your cooking above your romantic desires, but the decision gets hard to stick to when the oven timer gets off. My practice dish. Oh, okay, you got me. I'm doing a little bit more than official like. I know, my nose can smell pot pie from 400 yards. It's oddly specific to this, but you expect nothing less from such an oddly specific man. You know it was pot pie just from the smell. Not just pot pie, but a chicken pot pie with an all-butter crust. Your nose is telling me something else. Oh no, is it burning? No, I could smell that it was made with a heaping helping of TLC. It'll probably start burning in a second if you don't pull it out. Moment of truth. Wow. It's the best pot pie I've ever tasted. I've always loved country cooking and I could eat this all day. There's no time left. The final showdown is about to begin. Sprinkles lays down the ground rules.
There are no rules. This is except to cook whatever you got.
Step into the cook-off of a lifetime, and you decide that mac and cheese plus the Popeye you've been practicing are just will push you over the edge today for victory. Meanwhile, both Van and Ashley are prepping wildly elaborate dishes for the usual over-the-top selves. Miriam has her giant magnifying glass, several sets of tweezers. She's definitely prepared to go big, going small. Colonel Sam must be harnessing his lemon herbs and spices, but he's trying to find a way to improve on something perfect. His original recipe fried chicken. Intensity in the room starts at a full 10 out of 10 with a frenzy of action. Everyone is calling out really cool special cooking moves as they prepare their food. Wow, this gets serious. Colonel Sanders batters his chicken as it levitates through the air. Egg wash. Miriam furiously injects ingredients into the itty-bitty pot broth. Best friend Bastard Blaster. I don't like that. Van flexes his pectorals as he chops open a sea urchin. Let's rock and roll. Yeah. Ashley scoops her pastries off the tray with lightning speed. Shallow personality spatula. Even Clank gets in on it. A 5 now pressure cooking chicken cooking technique. Wait, when did Clank learn to speak English? It's a singularity, as was foretold. Mustn't let it happen, or the appliance uprising will take us all. Now, Thief. Van quickly unplugs Clank and throws him out the back door of the arena. As you frantically prepare your dish, you notice Ashley has her spellbook out. She's going to use some dark magic to turn the tide. You got a book of your own. You're desperate not to see her win another battle. Should you take this opportunity to fight evil? To fight magic with magic, even if it's almost certainly evil magic? Do it the hard way. Who needs magic when you've got passion? You're gonna do it the hard way. Colonel Sanders sees what you've chosen to win on your terms, and he gives you a subtle wink from across the room. I believe in you, Freshmail. Miriam knows this too, and I've always believed in you, Freshmail, since we were little kids, because I'm your best friend forever. You turn to notice that Miriam is at your station, cheering for you. Miriam, what about your dish? If you're here cheering, who's cooking? Tiny food, short cook time. I'm actually already done, so I thought I'd help you. Oh, that's sweet, but Miriam tosses a handful of spices directly in your boiling noodles. It's the secret ingredient. The boiling pot explodes, sending Miriam flying backwards. The watery noodles begin to swirl in the air, bubbling up in a dark cloud that thickens and chills your very eyes. It is I, Steve, the Spork Monster. Steve, wait, what happened to Borko? You're not here to battle me, are you? We Spork Monsters are many. I think Borko had the day off. But you have conjured Steve, and I hate to battle, so I'd say you're doing pretty alright. Oh hey, you're in the middle of a cookie competition. I love this stuff. It's better than TV, you crazy kids. Are you calling these schools really puts me mind if I hang out? Sorry, Steve, but I'm kind of in the middle of something. Do you mind? Steve the Spork notices that you've got the Grimoire stashed beneath the cooking station. I see what you're up to. Crisscross some magical items and accidentally summon me, huh? Ha, yeah. You guessed it, sorta. If you're here, would you mind tossing some fresh noodles on Paul the Sun and Water? I'd love to. I always wanted to be a top chef, actually, When I was just a little spork pup back in the old country, you can feel Spork Monster winding up to a very long and involved story. You don't know exactly where they came from, but it seems like it was probably lonely there. Actually, you know what? Maybe you could just watch from the stands. I really need to focus on this competition. I understand. It's just the kind that that time in monster school that I had fallen asleep during scared tactics class when I woke up. Toss a serious stare at Steve and he takes a hit. Never mind, I'll see you later. Good luck. Having suffered this huge setback, you don't know how you could ever win. I can do this. I have what it takes. I came here to win. Your hair turns mac and cheese oranges. Culinary energy flows through your body. My heart is pure. My heart is steady. My hands are steady. My taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for. Yes, Freshmail. You are the chosen one. You will avenge me. Power you've been summoned immediately fades back out. Remember my inspiring mode? Sorry. My heart is pure. My hands are steady. My taste buds have preparing their entire lives for this moment. I will show them the world my cookery. You begin to levitate off the ground. Energy courses through your body. You know that with this power you can do anything except turn back time, which would be super useful because while you were powering up your chicken pot pie overcooked in the oven and can't be served. Don't worry, dear Freshmail, you may have suffered some setbacks, but all is not lost. Impressed with your fortitude, Colonel Sanders, that you have earned his support. I've been watching you today, and I must say, I'm truly impressed. Rolling with the punches. He steps up to your station and stands right beside you. I'm here to help. how you managed to make this mac and cheese. Time is almost up, so you're going to need it. Colonel Sanders, what about the test? What will happen to you? What about the rules? Following the rules has never really been my thing. Follow my heart. What a guy. Colonel Sanders unfolds a delicate white towel to reveal the most fried chicken tenders you've ever laid your eyes on. Besides, sometimes unexpected combinations can have surprising effects that surpass their individual efforts. Are you suggesting if we combine forces we can form the perfect food union? Time's up, students. With time expired, it's the moment everyone's been waiting for. You must now prepare to present your dishes. A handful of students stand tall, but the class seems incomplete. Seems we're missing some students. Pop, clank. From off-screen, you hear a pure and innocent giggle that can only come from one student. Hey, I'm flying. Sounds like it's coming from that broom closet over there. Miriam, would you mind? Inside of the closet, you see Pop hanging on a broomstick hook by the elastic of his underpants. Pop, get down from there right now. Let me guess, did Van have something to do with this? When someone asks for a wedgie, who am I to refute? Thought a wedgie was a salad. Looks like Pop is eliminated from the challenge seeing as he didn't cook anything. Can't feel my legs, may I be excused? Sure. You kids and your pranks. I must say, it's not the worst prank in UCSAL history, but it's not exactly yearbook material. Wait a second, pranks, clank. What did that pressure cooker roll off to? You wait to hear a signature word, beep, or other omnipoet, but there's nothing. Somehow he must have gotten unplugged, I guess. We'll have to figure that out later. That leaves only 4 remaining students. Please collect your final projects. Yes, it has been a long semester. Wow, 3 whole days long. But after days of hard work, the time has come for me to eat. Miriam, please step forward. Now, describe your dish. Oh, hold on. I've made tender udon noodles and a savory soup. My word, it's so delicate. Is that teeny tiny norumaki I spy afloat in this itsy bitsy bowl? Yes, chef. Please call me Sprinkles. Chef is my father's name. Yes, Sprinkles. And some green tea made from baby tea leaves that I picked myself. Sprinkles carefully sniffs around the dish before opening his mouth and letting just the tip of his pink tongue dip into the bowl. Sublime. Would anyone else like a taste? Oh, come on. I'm not one of those dogs who doesn't floss. I even have a really cute electric toothbrush for dogs. Fine, I'll enjoy it all by myself. And I'll flash the entire male husband devourer. Not that it took much. It was less than a thimble's worth of soup. Ooplos, rarely do I taste a dish with as much love poured into it as yours. Miriam is overjoyed. She gives you a huge hug. Thank you, Fresh Mail, for helping me believe in myself. Van, you're up. Now, describe your dish. I made uni over smooth egg custard and excellent urchin shell topped with caviar. Did you skewer one type of urchin with spines from a second, different colored type of urchin? Yes, Sprinkles. Bit much, don't you think? That's exactly why I did it. Bit much is kind of my brand. Doesn't it look cool? Sprinkles leans in to sniff that. But it can't get his nose close enough on account of the spikes. He begins to paw erratically, causing the custard to slosh around. Woof woof. Please be gentle with my cuisine. Finally, Sprinkles goes all on tongue first, but he can't get past all the nails. He reels back his tongue is poked and prodded. Youch! My tongue. The professor appears to be having an allergic reaction to the thing. Talk back again. I can't eat this. Kept poking my tongue. Disqualifying. A stunning turn of events. Who would have thought that serving food in a bowl made of needles can make it difficult to eat? Dejected Van does not go gentle into the night. Disqualified. For glamour. Don't discount simplicity. This isn't the last you've heard of me. Before forcing us to endure a swollen tongue for another moment, Sprinkles graciously laps up a bowl of milk. I know. Yeah, I'm a dog and I drink milk. Get over it. Sometimes it helps calm my agitated tongue. Next student, Ashley, it's time to step up. Now describe your dish. I made orange blossom turquoise delight and a light rosewater syrup topped with French meringue and connected with sugar glass. That actually doesn't sound too bad. Indeed, it's quite delightful. However, I'd ask you to please refrain from eating it or attempting to taste it in any way. Very fragile and meant to be a display piece. Don't eat the food. Cooking school? Got toast in your ears or something, fresh meal? I told you, it's a display piece. Actually, I must say, it is beautiful. However, this is a cooking competition at a cooking school. Yeah, which is why I cooked it. I did an extremely good job cooking it too. I didn't realize they were having an eating exam. If I want to be a judge on eating, I go to the College of Eating School of the Hungry. I suppose you could smell it if you absolutely insist, but don't breathe too hard. You might disrupt the sugar spirals. Food cannot be eaten. It cannot be judged. You are disqualified. Rage overtakes Ashley. She finally cannot keep her two-faced routine up. You wouldn't know high-end cuisine if it cooked you. With that, Ashley storms off to rededicate herself to being the best, but this time without being shackled by trying to be fake nice and liked by everyone. This isn't the last you've heard of me either. If this class gets much smaller, I'll be teaching myself. You and Colonel Sanders, the final cook, step up together. 2 chefs? What began as a bowl of delicious mac and cheese has become something else. Oh, examines it closely, sniffing and eyeing the bowl. Uh-oh, I have a good feeling about this from somewhere in the room. A little drum roll plays. Just when I thought I've seen everything in this kitchen. You give me this thing, completely blow me away. In my 49 dog years of life, I've never tasted anything so delicious and perfectly balanced. So delicious, in fact, that everyone passes the class. You pass, and you pass, and you get a pass. Everyone gathers around and partakes of the mac and cheese bowl. They all seem to transcend this reality into another dimension. You win. Together, you and Colonel Sanders have made a new menu item. The new menu item is so impressive, even Van and Ashley are drawn back by its magnetic fragrance. When they gaze upon your mac and cheese bowl, they admit that you are indeed an excellent chef. Sprinkles declare that you have passed, everyone has passed, that they were supposed to be more balanced, but come on, how could they be better than this one? Now that the school year is complete and everyone has graduated, the students return for one last assignment to get their groove on. The cafeteria has been completely redecorated in order to serve as the site of the school's graduation dance. Compared to the massive high-tech cooking arena, the humble decor seems downright cute and cozy. DJ Dog is in the house. Ooh, you know that Sprinkles was a master chef, but also a world-renowned turntablist? Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks? Van and Ashley tell everyone that they've committed themselves to righting the wrongs they did while they were villains. For a moment, you actually believe them. Not another haunting. No ghosts without a graduation. It's clearly written in the school's bylaws. This never actually goes. It was all a trick to get you to finally notice me. Oh, amusing. And now that everyone is together, it's a Spork Monster, and he's totally mellowed out. Everyone, the Spork Monster is no more from here out. I'd prefer everyone to refer to me by my new name, Party Monster. Student tries to finish what he had to say, but everyone is too wrapped up talking to Spork. Sorry, Party Monster. Dejected, student walks off. Maybe things didn't go out for Miriam romantically, but she found a love in her cooking. And you know she's gonna do great. A red carpet rolls out to flood the ballroom. It's like a Hollywood movie premiere. Who could command such an entrance? It's Pop. He's arrived late to the dance, but apparently for good reason. Walking the carpet, you see a perched atop his dirty chef's hat. Crown. Welcome back, Pop. I knew you weren't able to complete the final exam accept your diploma, so we had it mailed directly to your father. We figured it was the least we could do for the school's dean. Oh, now I get it. And we can get a new wing of the school, not to mention the honor of educating the son of Chancellor of such and such. Miro, will you be Lady King? What an incredible turn of events, an offer to join the royal family. It's like a dream come true. Get to be a princess or maybe a queen. I'm not sure if he even knows, but either way, crowns and gowns, baby. Sorry, Pop, but I'm not interested, not now at least. I've got so much to do with my life. Twist on a twist. So many more 3-day universities to attend, so many tiny foods to meticulously sculpt, and to get accidentally blown away by a single sneeze. Okie doke. The music of the dance is interrupted by the sound of sparkling electrical hissing. It's Clank, who has arrived late to the dance. Now that I have graduated, I can reveal my true identity. What are we still doing the talking thing? I am Clank, and I am not of this earth. I am actually from a faraway planet in another dimension. What? I actually feel like I knew it this whole time. Now that I have learned the ways of your kind, I must return. portal opens up and Clank disappears through it. Finally, Colonel Sanders arrives. Howdy, classmates. Just like the first day you met him, you come prepared to feed the entire class. However, it's not enough to just give them a bucket of chicken. This time it's a full meal. I didn't get... Where's the chicken and mac and cheese? Come on. I didn't get to be the most famous chicken man in the history of chicken and man by not reminding people to go out and buy my chicken. The end? No, it's not the end. As everyone feasts on their delicious chicken dinner, Colonel Sanders finds you sitting at the edge of the dance floor like, fresh me out. What are you doing sitting all alone? Oh, you know, just waiting for the right person to ask me to dance. I'm wondering, might you tell me, what are the qualities that you would expect to find in such a lucky person? Off the top of my head, oh, I don't know, a spicy musk, tidy goatee, and a degree from the University of Cooking School Academy for Learning, just name a few. It truly is my lucky day. Would you dance with me? Yes, I would love to. As you glide across the dance floor, hand in hand with Colonel Sanders, the future stretches out in front of you. Once my 100th fragrance is franchise is up and running, I'll be ready to take a day off, and I'll be so glad to spend it together with you, fresh meow. How sweet, we'll work together and play together. Colonel Sanders stopped dead in his tracks. Work together. Well, I think this is something I'll just need to do by myself. But who will help you run your restaurants? I don't believe I need help. Besides, based on your time at school here, do you really think running restaurants is the best path forward? Could it be you found a love connection but failed to earn Colonel Sanders' respect as a chef? Can you live with only half of him? Will you be able to endure sharing him with his other love, the life of an entrepreneur? I suppose I can enroll at pastry school. Oh, my dear fresh meow. I'm sure that you'll find your place eventually. And along the way, you'll have me by your side. The end. And that was it, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. We might do too. I don't know. This was I Love You, Colonel Sanders. A finger looking good dating simulator.